Hi guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Kenya and this is Nail by Kenya. Today I'll be doing a tutorial on how to mix polygel and how to get out all your polygel from your tube so you are not wasting any. Let's get to the video. So here I have my clear jar. This was an acrylic jar but it has finished obviously, so I'm using it for polygel. You can order one from Shein. And this is also my polygel that I'll be using today. This is the VINIMAY polygel, and I really like this polygel because it is very thick, although it is grainy. So right now I am cutting up the end of the polygel. This is how we are going to get out all the polygel from the tube. Then I'm going to get my spatula. I'll call it a spatula, and then I am going to bring out all the polygel starting from the top. My spatula is quite short, so I am not going to dip the whole length of the spatula inside. Rather, I'm just going to swipe from the top part and put it inside my tube. Okay, so now I just took out the cover of the polygel because I will be cutting open from the top. I'll make an incision so that we can actually get out all the polygel. I'm using my cuticle nippers and I'm just cutting into the body of the polygel tube. Then I am getting my big scissors. Any kind of scissors you have will actually do, but I prefer using these scissors, and I'm going to cut open the polygel as you have seen there. As you can see, there's a lot of polygel that we still have in our tube, and I'm just taking out the one on my scissors, and I later clean this off camera. Then I'll just be using the spatula again to clear out some of the polygel that is on the top part of the tube, on the hard part of the tube. This step you can actually skip it because you will still have polygel on this part of the tube once we get onto the next process, but I just prefer to do it like that. I am putting that same cover that we took out before. I'm putting it through the end of the polygel, and I'm making sure that all ends of it are inside so that when I push it through the other side, all the polygel around the circumference of the tube will come out with the cover that I just put it inside. You can see I'm putting it directly over my jar just in case it drops out. That is if your polygel is runny. However, mine is not. That is why I really love this VINIMAY polygel. It is very thick. As you can see, the cover is empty. The cover is empty, so that just shows how effective this step is. Now I'm still going to clear out all the polygel that is on the tube cover. That is why I said you could skip the other step before. Yes, I am just clearing all the tube from that place now, and you can see how much polygel we still have left. You can see how empty the polygel tube is on the packet and on the cover. It is so empty, and this is how you want your polygels to be, because we can't be wasting this money. It is really expensive for polygel tubes. Yes, as you can see, I have cleared all the polygel, and you can also do this for colored polygels too. They work well, but I had clear polygel at my disposal. Now this is onto the mixing part. Right here I am using Put in Neutral by OPI as a mixing color. When you want to mix your polygels with color, you use obviously gel. You don't use powder or anything, you use gel to mix your colors. Now I am mixing it in, and something that you should bear in mind is that polygels, or rather gels, when you mix them with polygel, get very light very quickly. So if you are aiming at a particular shade of color with liquid gel and you want to use polygel, you will not get the exact same shade. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but let's say you want to use a shade that looks exactly like Put It in Neutral, and you're mixing Put It in Neutral with polygel, you will not get that exact same shade because the polygel will lighten up the color. So you should always go for a darker shade. Okay, right now I am using Salmon Sand because the color that I put in before was just too light for my skin tone, so I added a darker color, which for me is Salmon Sand. Now I'm going to mix it, and you'll see how it will get darker, but it will not be as dark as Salmon Sand is in liquid or in soft gel form. This is the final look of the polygel, and if you want to see how I did this exact set, the link is in my description box down below or on the top right corner.